Nationwide premium motor spirits, petrol scarcity looms in Nigeria as the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Ipman, on Monday gave a 7-day ultimatum to withdraw services across the country over the non-payment of bridging claims amounting to 100 billion naira. The chairman of the Ipman Depot Chairman Forum, Yahaya Al-Hassan, disclosed this during a press conference in Abuja on Monday. According to him, the Nigerian government, through the National Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, has failed to clear its 100 billion naira bridging debt owed to petrol marketers 40 days after promising to do so in the presence of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. He revealed that northern depots comprising the Jos Depot, Gusau Depot, Mina Depot, Suleja Depot, Kaduna Depot, Kano Depot, Gombe Depot, Yola Depot, and Maiduguri Depot have become completely grounded due to this lingering debt. Ipman also frowned at the 5% levy imposed on its members by NMDPRA. Al-Hassan said, if they don't pay our money within 7 days, we are going to withdraw our services across the nation. One of those promises was made by the NMDPRA at the stakeholders meeting convened on the eve of the last strike action declared by NATO at the stakeholders meeting. The Nigerian Association of Nigerian Transport Association listed the same Ipman bridging claims as part of their demands before the strike action would be called off. Before this came up yesterday, what do they call them, has come to cry, or ATCON has come to cry out that there's been shortages of diesel in Ogun and Lagos State because of this, the tankers of holders decided to embark on their own personal strike due to exhortation and what other reasons that they gave. So imagine that Ipman decides to go on this strike that they have, issued, put there to embark on. It's really going to heap on Nigerians because as it stands, we're still trying to wrap our heads around the 1,000 plus price of petrol per liter of petrol in the country. Imagine this happens, how disastrous it would be. Well, I'd love to get your thoughts on this, please.
The back and forth, it's really quite unfortunate that we'll still be having, this kind of discussion, especially now that Nigerians are already passing through a lot. This is not the kind of news that the Nigerian people want to hear. Already we are facing difficult times. Getting some of these petroleum products is Herculean. Even if you have the money, you think of other things that you need to do, and you look at, you still need to get this and all of that. So, Ipman and the Petroleum Downstream Regulatory Agency, I think they should look for a way to find a common ground. We don't want a situation where, there will be scarcity, and when there is scarcity, usually the price of the products goes up. We are told that, they've removed subsidy. I don't know, bridging and subsidy, I don't know how you, distinguish between the two. But as far as I'm concerned, if there's an agreement, which they are hampering on, if there are agreements, reached before now, I think it's only fair and just that that agreement should be met. You don't go into an agreement with somebody or a group of people if you have no intention of meeting with the conditions of that agreement. That is usually the problem with our government. Not just this one, subsequent governments. You don't hastily agree on something if you don't have the capacity to meet the conditions of that agreement. So for me, they are saying that we've already reached an agreement and you agreed with the terms and conditions. So why is the government reneging? If there are certain regularization, reconciliation, you need to confirm, because I was meant to understand that, that bridging is what they pay to augment for transport. Yes. And honestly, you also need to do some fact checking, You must fact check before you make payment. But the other easier way of ensuring that these things are done without this kind of delay, you know, these are monies running over billions of naira. And now they've threatened to go on strike. Like Riley said, the, what do you call it now? What do you call it? Telecom, that the cost of diesel has gone up. Tankers, drivers are threatening to go on strike because of, you know, the monies that they collect from them. Everything is in disarray. I don't know why is it so difficult to put things right in this country. You know, so the NNPCL, which is the parent body that oversees all that goes on in the petroleum sector, should equally wade into this matter. The Senate Committee on Petroleum downstream, the House Committee on Petroleum should equally see how they could wade into this matter and ensure that these issues are put to a logical conclusion so that Nigerians don't get to suffer because of the inability of government to be responsive and responsible. We are already going through the worst times in the history of this country. I'm telling you for free. We've not had it this bad in this country. Even my grandfathers have not. It has never been like this before. So instead of things to be gradually, you know, coming down, getting better, things are getting worse. Just this morning, I was told that even the multi-choice, they've increased so subscription by. So who is in charge? That everybody does whatever he likes? Is that how to run a country? So for me, if you have entered into an agreement with somebody, you are obligated to meet up with the terms and otherwise, why did you go into the agreement? They did the same thing with ASU. They did it with ASUP. They did it with resident doctors. It's just like a recurring decimal of shame. Why go into a covenant that you have no intention to keep? They should try to meet up with those things and ensure that these people don't go on strike so that they don't throw this country into chaos, because Nigeria is already in a boiling point. If it boils over, the effect will be devastating.
Thank you so much.